Millions of Indians are now fleeing the country.
2.8 million foreign nationals migrated to an OECD country. Do you know who topped this list? Indians.
In the past year, about 97,000 Indians were caught at the US border while attempting to enter the country illegally.
कि यहाँ से वहाँ जाना है अमेरिका डायरेक्ट जाते हैं यहाँ से उन्होंने जंगलों के थ्रू भेजा हमें.
In just 2.5 years, about 28 lakh Indians have gone abroad on work visas. We have 13 lakh Indian students studying across 70 different countries worldwide.
Highest number of foreign nationals acquiring Canadian citizenship were Indians.
India is expected to witness an exodus of scores of millionaires and may in fact lose as many as 6,500 high net worth individuals in 2023 alone.
Despite being one of the fastest growing economies globally, ranked in the top 5 and soon expected to achieve a GDP of $4 trillion, why is it that more people are choosing to leave India?
जो मिडिल क्लास है, जो मिडिल क्लास भी नहीं बोल रहा, जो टैक्स पेयर है ना, वो चैरिटी कर रहा है देश में, उसको कोई बेनिफिट नहीं मिल रहा.
If we are facing misery, why should not we leave the citizenship? If I will get the chance there, I will definitely leave the citizenship.
In 2023, only 2.2 crore individuals in India paid income tax out of a population of 140 crores. So this means that less than 2% of our population contributed to the government's revenue. Now, these numbers might be hard to digest because everybody you know, from your friends and family and acquaintances, is either working in a corporate or government job and are paying taxes. But the reality is, more than 90% of our economy is operating informally, meaning people are doing jobs that are not tracked or monitored by the government. So this 2% of people who do pay taxes are mostly middle class people. The middle class gets crushed because despite their huge contributions in the form of paying taxes, they don't get a lot of benefits that are typically offered to citizens in other developed countries, be it the condition of roads, the quality of air, the water supply, healthcare, or even education.
जो मिडिल क्लास है, जो मिडिल क्लास भी नहीं बोल रहा, जो टैक्स पेयर है ना, वो चैरिटी कर रहा है देश में, उसको कोई बेनिफिट नहीं मिल रहा.
Now yes, the government does provide subsidies and other benefits to its citizens, but think about it. If you are a middle class individual, when was the last time you used these benefits offered by the government, or got treated in a government hospital, or even enrolled your kids in a government school? Despite their high tax contributions, middle class people don't get much in return. They feel neglected, so they choose to migrate to other countries, searching for a better quality of life. To tackle this issue, the government needs to focus on increasing the overall number of taxpayers in the country. For instance, about 45% of the labor force in India is employed in agriculture, and their income is exempt from income tax. Sure, small family farmers need a tax break, but there are huge businesses and wealthy individuals who are using this loophole as a means to avoid paying income tax. From 2015 to 2017, there were roughly 22,000 cases where individuals had an agriculture income of more than 5 lakhs and were not taxed. The math is simple. As the number of people paying taxes goes down, the effective tax rate goes up. The tax rates are so bad right now that even high net worth individuals are now leaving the country. This also impacts the middle class, because when these HNIs, who pay hundreds of crores in taxes every year, are moving out of the country, the government has to compensate for this lost income by increasing the overall tax rate. The middle class finds itself in a vulnerable position. They are mostly salaried employees working corporate jobs, and they don't protest or go on strikes or voice out their concerns. So these people take the easy way out by exploring options such as student visas or wait for on-site opportunities to move to developed countries, where they hope to lead a better quality of life given the effort they put in and the taxes they pay. Another major reason why a lot of Indians are moving abroad is to escape the toxic work culture in India. In private sectors, particularly in corporate jobs, having a healthy work-life balance is extremely rare. Despite being 9 to 5 on paper, the reality is people work for 10 to 12 hours every day. In addition to working hard, employees also deal with a ton of office politics, favoritism, and drama when it comes to performance reviews and appraisals.
9 बजे उसका काम खत्म हो जाता है लेकिन मेल डालेगा रात के 1:30 बजे ताकि बॉस को लगे ओके ये रात के 2 बजे तक बैठ के काम कर रहा था बड़ा हार्ड वर्किंग है और जो एफिशिएंट लोग हैं जो टाइम पे काम करके खत्म करके निकलना चाह रहे हैं व्हाट डू वी डू विद देम वी पेनलाइज देम
Managers and bosses in India have a questionable reputation. Regardless of the time of the day, whether it's a weekend, late at night, or even during vacation, they expect their subordinates to make themselves available to work at any given moment. Some studies show that 48% of India's corporate employees are at high risk of poor mental health. On average, a person spends about 90,000 hours at work over a lifetime. So it's highly important to have a positive work environment. And despite all these challenges, the pay for corporate employees, especially the ones working in MNCs, has been terrible. Over the past decade, the average pay for freshers in MNCs has marginally increased from 2.45 to 3.5 lakhs, failing to even keep up with inflation.
Why is it that fresher salaries for engineers, why is it not gone up in the last so many years? It's still between the 3-4 lakh range.
If you look at it this way, we actually are paying based on the talent and we actually encourage people to basically come at different cadres of talent coming in.
And what's worse is a lot of industry leaders are now expecting young people to work for 70 hours a week.
But youngsters must say, this is my country. I want to work 70 hours a week.
So to escape this toxic work culture, a lot of young individuals eagerly await for on-site opportunities and choose not to come back. So unless these issues are addressed and governmental policies are established to make sure that employees aren't exploited, this trend of people preferring to go abroad for work is likely to persist. Corruption has seeped into various aspects of our lives, from offering bribes to buy real estate, to obtaining a driver's license, to passport verification, to even paying off traffic police. We even have to pay several lakhs as a donation to get into engineering or medical colleges. Even small shop owners and street vendors have to regularly pay bribes to the police to avoid being closed down. Corruption has become so ingrained in our lives that today when a government official performs their duties honestly, it comes off as a surprise and is praised as an exceptional act, even though that should be the standard way of working. I understand that no country is a corruption-free utopia, but the key difference is that in developed countries, corruption occurs at higher levels and has minimal impact on the day-to-day life of citizens. In India, money speaks more than rules and regulations. You can pretty much get out of any situation with money. Now changes are happening, especially with things like the Digital India campaign. We can hope that these issues will be resolved over time, but it's a slow progress. So instead of waiting for several years for things to be resolved in India, many young folks are choosing to move abroad, where they could lead a life that's devoid of corruption. Currently, India is ranked 83 in the global passport ranking. This means that traveling to developed countries without a valid visa is a challenge, and the situation is only getting worse every year.
Oh, I have an idea. Why don't we all fly down to Paris next week together? I'm Indian. I need a visa. I need a visa to even visit the toilet.
A lot of this is attributed to India's poor track record of illegal immigration. 97,000 Indians have attempted to enter the US illegally in the year 2023. Most recently, 66 people from Gujarat were caught in France where they planned to illegally cross the US border. Even legal systems are being manipulated by Indians.
But it's been found that the H-1B program is now being abused. There has been a sharp increase in fraudulent efforts. According to authorities, some companies are manipulating the system to gain an unfair advantage.
There are even cases of people cheating on the English proficiency test to enter into these developed countries. These activities are increasingly weakening the Indian passport and is making it difficult for the average person to travel abroad. So, a significant motivation for individuals to leave India is the prospect of acquiring a foreign citizenship and consequently a passport from a developed country. Having a strong passport would open up a world of opportunities like businesses, attending events, conferences, and workshops worldwide, making global mobility more convenient. We all should take pride in being Indians, but at the same time, we shouldn't turn a blind eye when it comes to pointing out issues in the country. We pay a huge premium to our lives when it comes to air quality. The air quality index of cities like Mumbai or Kolkata is about 170. For reference, the AQI of New York City is only 25. Look at our infrastructure. Even metro cities like Chennai are insufficient to protect people during the recent floods.
We're reporting from Velachery in Chennai due to the unprecedented rains that pounded the city. Several pockets of Chennai are completely flooded.
Many aspects of our daily lives go unnoticed. We often live thinking that everything is fine. We are soon reaching a point where people are preferring to go abroad and only consider returning for emotional reasons, like friends or family. The rich are getting richer, while the average person is struggling every day. I read this comment on Quora, which kinda sums it up. Politicians are full-time actors and corruption is their birthright. What do you expect from a common man who is powerless? If given a chance, everyone will run away.